We used to go to the movies on the American side because the choice was better, and we used to go shopping also.
When I was a teenager, we'd pack a car full of kids, come play baseball against the teams in Edmonton. So it's pretty much our whole life. I spent my life spanning the bridge, I guess.
The first bridge between Edmundston, New Brunswick and Madawaska, Maine was built more than a century ago. Now it's been replaced by a new bridge, a modern manifestation of an old connection. These two towns were once a single French settlement, until a rivalry over access to timber almost led to a war between Great Britain and the United States over where the border should be.
And so in 1842, a compromise was reached, but in effect, it divided up one homogeneous population into two countries and two languages and two different systems of government.
Despite that division, the connections continued.
For a long time, we used to say it's a border that it's not really a border. Like, it was at the beginning, at the end of the 19th century, it was really fluid.
For a long time, there were chicken lines in Madawaska because the chicken was very inexpensive. They would come over, Canada come over and get milk and chicken. And there were long lines up onto Main Street coming back into Canada.
Oh, I remember crossing the old bridge on my bike with 3 t-shirts and a couple of coats because we were smuggling.
You didn't want to declare them for customs.
Yeah, well, we stopped at the customs, but they it was everything. They saw us on bikes and, you go ahead. And we didn't need the passport back then. Huh? Things changed after 9/11.
The new security approach in the United States is why the new bridge crosses the river at an angle. American regulations now require much larger border facilities, too big for the tiny footprint of land at the end of the old bridge. A new building and a new bridge angle means a longer, more expensive bridge. New Brunswick's share of the cost is $35 million. The tougher U.S. approach means it may take more than a new bridge to reestablish the links damaged by 9/11 and COVID border shutdowns.
You could see now that it was not the same way of doing things. It was really a border, and a border that was becoming more and more rigid. It's just that they see the border as something now that it's an obstacle. It's a barrier.
An obstacle.
Yeah, an obstacle. So it's not a pleasant thing like it was in the past. No.
And is the new bridge going to change anything?
I don't think so. No, because the system won't change. For them now, it's a border, it's the security issue.
I do hope that people will continue to cross from Maine into New Brunswick and vice versa, because the two communities are, they're border communities. We live in a borderland. We depend enormously on each other.
When was the last time you went?
Before the pandemic. I haven't crossed since. For me, after 9/11, it became harder and harder.
Do you think you will soon?
I will soon, because I want to cross the new bridge. I think it's part of our history now. So, and I will see how it goes.